Hi everyone, so welcome to today's video and happy Friday to you. I am sharing with you all my favorites for the month of March. It has come and it's gone. We are in April. It's springtime, although it's a little bit chilly outside right now, which is really bizarre because in the winter we had a pretty mild winter here in Colorado, and some days we're in the 60s and 70s in winter, and then spring rolls around and we're in like the 40s. That doesn't make any sense to me, but that's just kind of where we're at. Okay, so the first product that I want to share with you is the Tula Probiotic Skincare Kefir Cleansing Oil. This is what the packaging looks like. If you're interested in pulling this up on the website, I mentioned this brand briefly in my empties. I talked about the moisturizer. Well, I'll show you the moisturizer because it's going to be in this favorites. But this has the kefir in it, which is probiotics, basically bacteria, good bacteria that is supposed to help keep the skin hydrated, give you soft, supple skin, and I love using this whether I'm wearing makeup or not. This works really well, and I like using this to remove my makeup. It does that very well, and it leaves my skin feeling very clean. And like I said, I use this even when I'm not wearing makeup. I would take maybe 1 or 2 pumps and just wash my face at the end of the night. I like cleansing oils because they're much more gentle to use than a makeup removing wipe or some type of makeup remover that may have some bad ingredients or potential ingredients like alcohols that can cause damage to the skin with overuse and dries up the skin. Some makeup removers have fragrance in them, and that's just not something I'm interested in using. So I enjoy this cleansing oil because it takes everything off, and I do have issues with getting congested pores, and because I have acne prone skin, I do need to kind of stay on it and keep it looking clear, and that's why I feel like my skin looks pretty clear. It's because I'm using products like this. Because if you think of just like basic chemistry, you know, oil is attracted to oil. If you just kind of have oily skin and you're washing it with just water, that water is not really breaking down that oil. So when you use a cleansing oil, it's really breaking everything down. You're getting a much deeper and better clean, which I think is great. And I never have any issues with having residual makeup on my towel when I dry my face after using this. I feel like it takes everything off, and I like this. And I mentioned, I don't know if I said it in the beginning of the video or not, but this brand Tula is created by a gastroenterologist who saw the benefits of probiotics for internal health for her patients, but saw that they were having really good skin as a result of it as well. And I've been doing some research into probiotics myself for internal health and also how to incorporate that into my skincare, and I found this brand, and this is the first probiotic based skincare brand that I have tried, and I have enjoyed it. So really good stuff, really great. So the next thing is the Day and Night cream with probiotic technology. It comes in a glass jar, and it has that Tiffany blue packaging. This one has the probiotics, but there is, I think, more like bacteria, like good bacteria in the kefir ones, which I think it's just like a step up. This is just, you know, I think it's like maybe 1 strand of probiotic in it. I don't know. I have to look that up, and I'll put it up on the screen if it's multiple strands. But this is a day and night cream. There's no SPF. Like I mentioned, I had the little tiny travel size, which, by the way, if you want to try this, you can get a kit for 20 bucks, and it includes the shipping. There's no extra cost for that. And you get a couple pieces, and I talked about it on Snapchat, and you can try it and see what you think about it before committing to the full size, which I think is really great. And this is what they call the travel size, but it's an ounce. And it says, this rich age-defying moisture cream delivers hydration and antioxidant protection. Apply to clean skin in the morning and at night to improve skin smoothness, suppleness, and youthful appearance. I will say that my skin is really soft. It's incredibly soft to the point where I don't feel like roughness. I haven't even used my Clarisonic in a while. I would say in the last month or so, because I'm trying a new retinol product. So I kind of want to take it easy with that, but I've noticed a huge difference in my skin and how soft it looks. I don't feel like I get any particular issues with it, like acne, clogged pores, nothing like that. It's just pretty straightforward. It's got the probiotics in it, which is really good, but it's a day and night, so I don't have to have 2 separate ones. Of course, for the daytime, I do wear SPF, which I will show you in a minute, but I do feel like this works really great. And at night, what I do is I add 2 drops of marula oil to this, so it's a little bit more rich for the nighttime, and then for the daytime I just use probably like a pearl size of this, and it is just like a classic white cream. I don't know if the camera is going to show you, but I've used quite a bit of it, and no, I do not use my fingers, although as I mentioned before, I hate jar packaging because putting your fingers in it, you're just transferring bacteria, and it's pretty disgusting. I use a Q-tip and I scoop it out. You can even buy little skincare little scoop spatulas and use that, but I am not all about putting fingers in jars. I do not like that. Even if it's an eye cream, I still will use a Q-tip just for hygiene purposes. So for SPF, as I mentioned before, I do use SPF during the day pretty much regularly, and it's the Cosmetics, the CC Cream with SPF 50. I can use this. This is supposed to be an all-in-one. It's supposed to provide moisture. It's supposed to be your tinted moisturizer, anti-aging serum, hydrating serum, full coverage correcting cream. It's supposed to be all of these things all in one, which theoretically all of that in one tube can solve a lot of people's problems in the morning getting ready. It's just easy. 1 or 2 pumps and you're out the door. I do use about a pump of this pretty much every single day when I'm going to go out. Sometimes I don't use it if I'm going to just be at home cleaning and doing stuff. I'm not going to put products on my face, but I do like this a lot, and I use this and I don't have to set it, even though I'm using you know, a bit of a heavier moisturizer, because I used to use a Clinique moisturizer before this, and I switched to this day and night, and I really enjoy it. But this is a little bit more hydrating as well, and I was surprised because I've always thought I have oily skin. So I've always thought, you know, I can't use things that are heavier, things that are thicker. I can't use oils. But when you actually start experimenting with it and trying oils like the marula, I love. I don't break out with it. Using a thicker cream that's more like a thicker consistency, not so much like a gel or water-based, my skin is just completely different. Like, it's very comfortable. After cleansing, I don't feel stripped or parched. I don't feel like my skin is dry throughout the day. And I used to use this CC cream many years ago. I tried it. I don't really think I enjoyed it, because if I did, I would have kept it in my collection. I think I may have tried like the travel size one, and at the time I wasn't using the proper skincare, and skincare is so important, and everything else that you use on top of your skincare routine will just look so much better if you can get the skincare right. And so I feel like this works really well. And so not to go too much into any more into it, because I feel like we've gone in detail about this, and this is not the first time I've talked about this, but I have been mixing it with the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. I remember telling you guys that I ordered it and I got it in the mail. I use this foundation on its own. I mix it. I'm wearing it today. These two, 1 pump of this with a tiny bit of this. And I wear the shade Warm Ivory, and I think Warm Ivory is a pretty daggone good match. So I don't actually have to buy this in the fair shade, which I talked about getting. I can't find the fair in this, in the travel size, because I wasn't going to buy it full size. But this is oil-free, this foundation. Oil-free shine control. I wouldn't say that I get any particular increase in oils really throughout the day with this, even though this is oil-free and it's supposed to be shine control. I like this because it's a very kind of natural finish on the skin. It's not overly matte and it's not dewy. You can make it dewy by adding oils to it or putting it over a dewy radiant primer. You can make it more matte by putting it over a mattifying primer, because the formula, you can manipulate this whichever way you want. And like I said, I mix it with this, which is very hydrating, and it works really great. Gives me extra coverage. So Warm Ivory and light. This is obviously much darker, so it's a good thing I have this foundation to mix, because I can tone this color down and make it work. I have been using the Too Faced Hangover RX. This is a replenishing face primer that is silicone free. This is just the travel size. You can get this in pretty much any Ulta store, Sephora, online. Comes in this small size and also full size. I remember using this, I think it was back in like 2016. Got a sample of it, enjoyed it, bought the, was it travel size or full size, and really enjoyed that as well. This also has a strand of probiotics, a probiotic-based ingredient. So again, it falls in that category of probiotic-based products that I have been trying and testing and really enjoying. This is not something that's new. It's been out for a very long time, and I enjoy it. And I like the fact that it comes in like a little pump. I just do 1 pump and apply it onto my face, then go in with this. So I have different levels of moisture happening here with like my day and night cream in the morning, this primer, this, sometimes these two mixed together. And I'm telling you, my skin does not get as oily as it used to. I think that the skincare makes a huge difference, but properly hydrating your skin can make all the difference. So there you go. A little tip for you. Okay, so other products. The Physicians Formula RefreshMint Cucumber and Bamboo Eye Depuffer. What a mouthful, but this is what it looks like. You can get it at the drugstore. And is it going to focus? Come on. Maybe there. And this is just one of those like cooling sticks. A lot of brands have them. You can find them at Sephora that are more expensive. I think this was like 10 bucks at Target. It's very cooling, very refreshing. It glides on. It doesn't pull or tug. This is great to use in the summertime. If you have puffy eyes in the morning, you can put this on before going in with concealer. If you just want to kind of bump up that level of moisture around the eyes after putting on an eye cream, you can put this on. If you have a specific type of concealer that you like that's a little bit thicker and a little bit more dry and sometimes it clings, this helps kind of take care of that. I like it, and so I just take it and I just kind of go around the whole eye and just kind of pat it in. Sometimes I just do the under eye area whenever I'm feeling that area is particularly dry, which I have noticed that my under eye area is much more smooth. And I didn't bring it in here to show you, but it's a Tula eye cream because I've been using their brand pretty exclusively over the last month or so. But I do feel like my under eye is more hydrated than it used to be. But I do like using this from time to time, just kind of like a refreshing thing. I catch myself doing it just because it feels so cold and refreshing. And so it's called RefreshMint. The butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. I rotate my products on a weekly basis to kind of get going this collection and start using this and paring it down even more. But this is an oldie but a goodie. It smells like summer. It takes me straight to the beach. When I smell it, I just kind of wish I was on the beach. But it's a great bronzer. It is not a matte bronzer, but it's not shimmery. It just makes the skin look very natural. Honestly, it doesn't really transfer to the skin, like that kind of satiny finish. It just, to me, it looks matte when you put it on. But it is very light. Oh, it smells so good. It's pretty light. I mean, it works really well for someone fair like I am. I do hope that they come out with other shades, like some warmer tones, some deeper tones, kind of expand this. I know that they've come out with blushes and highlighters, which I haven't tried. I've looked at the highlighters, but for some reason I feel like the highlighters just look really extra sparkly. Like, I don't know if I'm really going to be digging that too much. This hair. But this is good. If you're looking for a good bronzer that works well, it blends easily, can add some depth to the skin. It doesn't look orangey. In my opinion, it doesn't look orangey. It's affordable. I think this was no more than 12, 14 bucks at the drugstore, and it is the butter bronzer. Really, really good. I've gotten back into my Anastasia Brow Definer in medium brown. This one is the triangular shape one, so it's the one that's a little bit wider. Hopefully you guys can see. I used to use, and I still use, the Brow Wiz, which is much finer, and it's more of a, like, tiny, precise pencil. This is a little bit wider, so literally I can zip-zap through my brows. These two. I can zip-zap through the brows and get them done pretty quickly. Set them with some brow gel, be out the door. And so this works. And I use medium brown. I've been using the Anastasia Brow products for so many years. Like, honestly, I don't think I've tried other pencils in the last like 2 years or so. I think it's just been Anastasia products, like just really, really good. All right, so for eyeshadows today, I did something really soft and kind of natural, but I used the Tarte Maneater palette. I guess this recently came back. I know this was the original one that looked a little bit different with the pans. Was out maybe last year. I don't know. Recently picked this up because I was looking for more of like an everyday palette, and of course these colors, they're not that special. I'm just going to be honest with you, but I like the size of it. I like the fact that it's got everything that I need. This is a great everyday palette. You have some light colors. You have a bit of a kind of warm color here. You have a dark brown, a cranberry, a black, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the cat call with a black is the newest addition to this setup, because it used to have like one long light shade. I don't know if any of you have the older one, but I think this one is really good. You have some light shades, so I used Foxy on the lid. I used Passion in the crease with a little bit of Purr, and then I did Cat Call smudged as my liner, and then Meow, which is the white under the brow bone and inner corner. So, oh, and then I took Saucy. Did I say Saucy? On the lower lash line to make it a little bit more warm. You're looking for an everyday palette that literally has everything from light tans to a warm color, something more rustic, something more on the deeper end like Midnight, which is the dark brown. In the palette, you have your black. And I was finding that when I was doing my black eyeliner, which I showed you guys in my last kind of get ready with me, my day-to-day makeup, I've been doing eyeliner, smudging it, and then smoking it out with a black eyeshadow. And I find myself having to bring in other palettes to have a black, because if I'm using, let's say, for example, the peach palette from Too Faced, the black that's in it, it's a shimmery black. It's not a matte black. So I have to go dig around my collection, find one. And then, you know, bust out something bigger, like my Jaclyn Hill palette, which I love. That has a lot of colors, which you can find kind of similar in, to these colors in that palette, by the way, if you have that one. But I do enjoy that. I do feel like it's good, and I feel like I don't have to bring in anything else. Like, I don't have to go digging through my collection to find a black matte eyeshadow or a dark brown that isn't too warm or almost black. You know, this brown here is like a good shade. Alright, so the last makeup product is the Damsel lipstick. I've used this before as well in tutorials. I'm wearing it now with a little bit of gloss, which is the Perfect Nude, the Sephora collection color. And this color is just really nice. It's a nice, really nice. I can't even talk. You know why? Because I need to finish my coffee. That's why. It's too early in the morning. But here's what the Damsel looks like. It's a really pretty rosy shade. I've been wearing it a lot. I usually go for more nudes. This is a little bit more on the rosy side, but it's not too over the top. I feel like I can wear this with pretty much anything. I'm wearing it today with some warmer tones. I can wear it with just black eyeliner that's smudged with some eyeshadow, which I do pretty regularly. But this is really nice. It's creamy. It's got a bit of a sheen to it, so it's not completely flat. It's not matte at all. But it's not super, super glossy. It stays on for a good amount of time. Of course, if you're going to eat a sandwich, it's going to transfer. If you're drinking out of a straw, it's going to transfer. It's not a long wear product, but it's just very creamy. It glides on, and it's like butter, and I love it. Okay, so we got to talk snacks. Because I try to share with you guys snacks from time to time as I have them, things that are worth mentioning. So let's just start with the first thing. It's ice cream. The Haagen non-dairy. I have been trying to limit my dairy, and I've been doing that for quite some time. This is the peanut butter chocolate fudge, frozen dessert. It is non-dairy, and I was saying, it tastes just like regular ice cream. I was shocked. Like peanut butter, I love peanut butter and chocolate. It's like they go like this, you know? Really, really good. I love Haagen-Dazs, and I am down to eat regular ice cream any day from this brand because they really do make some good ice cream. But this is actually, I think, worth mentioning. If you like peanut butter and if you like chocolate, it is delicious. Like, I have to tell myself not to go in the freezer and get it because I just want to sit down and put on Scandal or Grey's Anatomy and just eat this whole thing. Like, just... It tastes like you're eating a Reese's peanut butter cup, which those are awesome, by the way. And so I'll show you what it looks like on the inside. It's got like the chocolate fudge veining in it. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised after trying the non-dairy versions because they're creamy. It's good. If you want an alternative to ice cream that tastes really good and it doesn't taste like you're eating something pretty gross, check this out. So good. Okay, so my last thing, I have been eating these pretty much every single day. I get them from Costco. They're the Garden Light. I think Garden Light. I'll put the name on here because I don't have the box. But they're chocolate muffins that are gluten-free. They are absolutely incredible. The first two ingredients is zucchini and carrots. So they put veggies in the formula, mix it, bake it, and voila, there you go. I keep them in the freezer because I think that's what it says. You can either put them in the freezer or keep them like regular in the fridge. But I keep them in the freezer so that I can, you know, stock my freezer. I get like a box from Costco. And I put it in the microwave for about a minute. Sometimes I eat one. Sometimes I eat two. Not going to lie. But they're really good. Very moist, very fudgy, very chocolatey. It's a chocolate cake, like cupcake muffin batter. And then there's like semi-sweet chocolate chips in it as well. I love chocolate. Can you tell? But this is good. I love this. And it's gluten-free. So it's also good for those who are gluten sensitive, or if you just, like me, want to just limit gluten as much as you can. That's a good option. And you can't even tell that there is zucchini and carrots in there. Like, you just can't. Like, my son doesn't even realize that he's eating a muffin that's got vegetables in it. Because it doesn't register. And for me, I completely forget about it because it doesn't taste like I'm eating veggies. It just tastes like pure, like, chocolate yumminess. So good. So I'll put the name on the screen. I think it's Garden Light. I'm pretty sure. I want to say Garden Life, but no, I think it's Garden Light. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. That is it. Expand the description box. I will have everything listed down below for you. Have a fabulous weekend. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. You can follow me on social media if you would like. I am there periodically on Snapchat, and if you want to be friends, you can find me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.